You there, Chris?
Yes, I am.
Stand by. I will now call the December 3rd, 2025 regular Historic Preservation Commission meeting to order. This meeting has been posted in accordance with Nevada Open Meeting Law. All voting members are present, and we have a quorum. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda is the initial comment period. Public comment during this portion of the meeting must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. Each person has up to 3 minutes to speak on a specific agenda item. The public may call 702-589-9629 to provide comment. And just to note, there is no one in the audience this evening. Seeing that there are no comments from the audience or over the phone, we will now close the initial comment period. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the, what's the date of that? October 22nd, 2025 meeting. Do I have a motion for approval of the meeting?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved unanimously. Agenda item number 2. For possible action, approval of the meeting calendar for 2026.
So, good evening, Commissioners. Each December, the Commission sets a schedule for meetings for the next year. And just as we're holding this meeting in the beginning of December, you'll see the calendar shows no meeting for November because it conflicts with Thanksgiving, and no regular meeting at the end of December, but the first Wednesday of December of 2026. And we'd be looking for a motion to approve the calendar.
Anybody have any issues with the calendar for next year? Do I have a second?
Will you speak into your mic, please?
I don't think it's
Sorry.
Oh, you have to be closer.
I make a motion to approve the calendar for the 2026 calendar year.
I second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion approves unanimously. Next item on the agenda, for possible action, discussion regarding activities for Historic Preservation Day and award for 2026.
So Commissioners, you'll see in your staff report a summary of where we're at regarding planning for next year's event. Nikisha has highlighted in the staff report the direction the Commission provided at the October meeting and the different elements. You'll also see the schedule of activities and deadlines to complete activities. As previously noted, the nomination flyer has been completed and will be distributed in the January utility mailer to encourage the community to vote on the award for next year. And it's an opportunity for the Commission to continue to discuss the activities for Historic Preservation Day.
I guess I'm wondering, when will we have a list of who does what? And maybe that's a request after tonight's meeting that identifies who is working on what and deadlines for completion and that kind of thing.
I was just going to say, go ahead.
I had started drafting that up, but it was only you so far. So I can definitely make that for the next meeting. I think once we know more, I guess after tonight.
And even if we don't know who tonight is,
Absolutely, I can
we
still do
can
that.
keep a blank
Yep.
space to like add somebody to that list.
Yeah, I can do that for you.
That'd be great. Because one of the things I'm curious about that doesn't show up, but I thought we talked about it, was opening the water treatment plant for the day.
That wasn't discussed at the last meeting.
I don't remember.
Oh, maybe I was just thinking it and you didn't read my mind. And then I thought we also chatted about figuring out if maybe we could solicit for public input for what to do with the building, for the water treatment plant building, as part of Historic Preservation Day. If we're going to open up that building, do we get public input on what do you think the building should be used for? Maybe that was part of another discussion with that building and not with part of Historic Preservation Day, but I don't know.
I think those were separate.
Okay. Do you think that's something that we could add to the agenda for Historic Preservation Day, to open up that building once again, like we always do?
Does it fit in with our theme? And we were kind of talking about possibly doing a walking tour and having some of the hotels open at night.
Mm-hmm.
So if that fits into it,
I think it could fit into it. It could fit into the architectural theme, as far as it's a unique architectural building. And as far as planning, we're trying to plan for what to do with that building. And it could be maybe not the city is there, it could be, we can figure out, do we have enough city staff to help with opening it? Do we need some other entity to help with, manning it while it's open, such as the Boulder City History and Arts Foundation,
Yeah, so what
Main
we've done.
Street program.
Yeah, so what we've done in the past when we've had it open for previous Historic Preservation Days is we have someone there to have people sign a waiver for going into the building. And so we would need somebody to do that. That has been volunteers in the past, has been police volunteers. That's how we've handled that.
And maybe it doesn't have to be open that day. It could be another day during the month because it is Historic Preservation Month technically. So maybe that's something to consider, but,
Maybe referring to the staff report and all of the recommended activities, the commission can discuss who among the commission members would head up planning each of those events. And then as we've done in the past, every month they can report out their progress.
that sounds good. And I'd be happy to help with the water treatment plant, planning for opening it either that day or some other time during the month.
So are we still looking for venues to have the, for,
Don't think we really designated a destination, like a single
okay, 'cause
destination.
Patricio Financial has offered their place. And theirs is kind of unique because it was originally a house that was bought from Sears Roebuck catalog.
Neat.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have a space, I mean, that's if we want to do a space where we're all meeting and
Right.
inviting the public and we're making
Yeah.
presentations, or are they opening it for tours? Because we did talk about a
they're-
tour.
A walking tour.
Okay.
Yeah. But we
I'm
haven't
sure
figured
they're
out who's
open,
going to do
yeah.
that.
They're open for any option.
Okay. Would you be willing to be the conduit
Mm-hmm.
between us and them as far as whether we have a get-together there or
Right.
if it's part of a walking tour?
Right.
We could
Okay.
even
Yeah.
present our award there.
Yeah, that, it might be a good place
Oh,
to
that's an
start.
idea.
Because there's lots of parking right there with the credit union parking.
Okay, good idea. Just to update on the Alan Stromberg tribute, I did meet with some former sculptors at the sculpture park, and we're in discussion about maybe how to incorporate either a new sculpture or to restore, so to speak, that obelisk structure that's there, that needs some work. And on that obelisk, which is just as you enter the sculpture garden, is this plaque that says who did what, kind of as a commemoration for all who helped plan the sculpture garden, but it's pretty worn out and it's really hard to read, and there's some other signage issues and other things going on there that, you know, we want to chat with the sculptors and kind of get their input, because they were the ones who really worked with Alan Stromberg to install the sculptures and to design the landscape there, and of course working with the city. So we're still in discussions with them about maybe doing something there for Alan, and I'll continue to reach out to them and others who've, you know, mentioned that they'd like to help with something for Alan. So that's that's my update for that part of the event. And whether, you know, a sculpture or the sculpture there, the obelisk, will be restored by Historic Preservation Day or during the month, maybe it won't, but maybe we could, like, during Historic Preservation Month or Day, just say, hey, this is what we're working on. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my update on that.
I will work with the Boulder City Main Street program for their historic art with the students. I'll do that.
One of the things you mentioned last year was you thought that it would have been great if more students were there. Were you planning to work on that?
Part
or-
of that is we were under the assumption that they were not going to announce who the winners were until everybody was at the event. But they went ahead and told everybody ahead of time, so then only the people receiving the award came instead of everybody. So I think we will make that much more clear this year, make sure that they're not making those announcements prior to.
Great. And I saw Jill Lagan with the chamber, and she and others mentioned how excited they are to continue that and work on it. So that'll be a great benefit to Historic Preservation Day. So, And I'm still in discussion with folks who are interested in featuring the historic hotels. Maybe not the hotels, or I wasn't thinking of the hotels, I was thinking of the signs at night, just a walking tour and outdoor. But it could include going to or into the hotels, I'm not sure. But so still kind of having discussions with the people who are really excited about that part of the day, so.
So do we have a commissioner that would kind of head that up?
I guess that's me.
Okay.
To do a ghost tour.
There's already,
Have you done the ghost tour?
there is a person here who does ghost tours.
Has anybody been on it? I wonder if he does any history.
I think there is some history, but I don't know if it includes, I don't know if they go all the way down to the hotel district.
I have no idea.
So I can find out,
Or he can gather some history and be part of it.
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. You know, Ellen does that. Okay, all right. Any other ideas or suggestions or updates?
We would, one of the other suggestions was the walking tour featuring historic homes and buildings.
That's a great idea, but I don't know who would take that on.
Or, go ahead.
I have a tour that was done 3 Historic Preservation Day years ago, but it was just for the alphabet streets, and it was led by a former Historic Preservation Commission member who is not interested in redoing that. But I have the script and I have all the information, so. And it was very popular, and it wasn't going inside homes, it was just, looking at homes from the street and talking about certain homes, and so, anyway. If anybody has anybody in mind that wants to do that or is good at that, let me know. Okay, cool. All right.
Commissioners, any sense on a schedule? What would go first? And you can look to last year's flyer as kind of guidance in terms of timeframes.
I think we can come up with the timeframes a little bit later when we know what the activities are, and perhaps some of the activities or places we're going will only be open a certain amount of time or open, specific times of the day or the night.
I'm thinking at least the award should happen in the morning, not at the beginning of the day rather than at the end of the day. Where that'll be, I'm not sure, but.
Well, I would assume, kind of similar to what we did last year, the award would occur the same time as we're doing the awards for the banner program. And if we're looking at, the parking lot and the building adjacent to the credit union, that could be the kickoff.
That's a good idea. Have nominations been, we've put out requests for nominations for the award, haven't we?
No, not yet. That won't be until January 15th.
Okay. All right. All right. No, that's a good idea to combine those two presentations. Okay. Anything else from staff or here?
I'm good.
All right. All right, great. Thanks, everyone. All right, moving on to agenda item number 4, update on implementation of the Commission's goals and priorities.
So this is a monthly report showing activity related to the Historic Preservation Commission's goals and priorities that are also the same goals and priorities in the Historic Preservation Plan adopted by the City Council. And you have noted in bold updates, and staff can answer any questions.
Can I suggest that you add the costs to Ms. Mooney, not broadband, whatever they're called now, for conducting the reconnaissance survey and the context statement, please?
Yes, I can add that in.
Thank you. That was all I had for the goals. Anybody
I'm good
else?
with them now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm good. Great. All right. Moving on to agenda item number 5, discussion update on the status of properties in the historic district or other potentially eligible properties.
So in similar fashion, this is a monthly report to the commission regarding activities and events, and new information is in bold. And this also has an update on the historic water filtration plant and the progress being made there.
So do you have an update on the SHPO office's visit to the water treatment plant on Monday?
Yes, our Public Works Director, Gary Poindexter, was contacted by SHPO. It was not an official visit. The architectural historian happened to be in town on vacation and wanted an opportunity to be able to view the progress being made on the historic water filtration plant. And they met on Monday, and he was provided a tour.
So being that it was an unofficial visit, does that mean were we seeking any input from the SHPO, or it was just him to lay eyes on it and then eventually we will make some kind of request, or?
So throughout the entire process, and this was one of the conditions of the SHPO grant, before the city could undertake any improvements, all the work had to be reviewed by SHPO first and approved by SHPO before it proceeded. And so we're really in the final stages with the painting, and that has all been reviewed by SHPO and approved. They were consulted on the color, the material. And so there will be a final report once everything is completed before disbursement of funds to the city.
So does that mean the SHPO has to come back and look at it, or they can just take what his unofficial visit review was and?
So the Public Works Department, they're going to send before and after photos. So they're going to completely photograph all of the improvements that were done and communicate that over to SHPO, and then they'll do the review based on that.
Okay. And so once that happens, and if the SHPO approves everything, which I'm sure they will, then the city receives payment, correct?
Reimbursement.
Or reimbursement.
Yeah.
And then, is that when the covenant is entered with the county, or has that already happened, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's already occurred. So it's
okay.
recorded against the property. It's a 40-year deed restriction that requires the city to preserve the property. It also requires the city to consult with SHPO on any changes to the building.
And can you add a little summary of that also in this now really lengthy 3.1 and 3.2, our goals, a description within that section of our goals?
Yeah, I can do that.
Great, thank you. It's nice to have that all consolidated there for folks to see. Thanks for that update on the SHPO's visit. All right, anything else on this agenda item?
I don't.
All right. Final agenda item for possible action, commission discussion regarding potential agenda items for upcoming Historic Preservation Commission meetings. Does anybody have anything besides continued planning for Historic Preservation Day or the award? Update on the water treatment plant, as usual, which will probably show up in the minutes.
Will we have an update on the hangar at
Oh.
all, you think?
We can
Possibly.
certainly, if we hear regarding the submission, we will report that out in the prior agenda item as one of the update activities.
Fantastic.
And I believe the flagpole may be on the agenda for next month as well. Okay,
Yes, I'll place it on that agenda.
thank you. I did have a question about the NAPC, the National Alliance for Preservation Commissions. What was written here was the training that happened in 2025. Do you have any updates for 2026?
For 2026, I believe it's going to be an in-person conference. I don't recall, Nikisha, where they're going to hold it at, but certainly once we have information on that, we will share that with the commission.
And then potentially seek funding from SHPO, or SHPO will contact us if they'll help pay for attendance? Okay.
Yes, the last in-person commission, SHPO did create a separate reimbursement program for that.
Right, okay, great. Okay, anything else to add? All right. Okay, now is the final comment period for the evening. Each person has up to 3 minutes to speak on any topic. The public may call 702-589-9629 to provide comment. There's still no one in the audience. But if anyone would like to call in, please do. Sounds like no one's calling in, so we will close the final comment period, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
No, thank you. You got a lot more of those to make up for when you left. Oh, yeah.